Hey guys, welcome to my Valentine's Day makeup tutorial series. This is our first look. It's not a typical look you would see on Valentine's, but I think it's fun and cute. So if you want to see how to get this look, then just keep on watching. Alrighty guys, so I am starting off with brows, and I have shown you guys how I do my brows with my liquid lipstick. And I'm kind of pissed because the other brow, I made it a little bit too boxy and didn't realize that. So yeah, don't do it as boxy as I did it. Not a cute look. And if you see a bunch of glitter on my face, it's because I did this look, messed up, and then had to redo it. So now I'm using some concealer, just a light concealer to, prime the eyes and carving out the brows with a more precise tool than just that big brush. And now I'm going into the Morphe 35B palette, and yes, this palette is discontinued, but the reason why I'm using this palette is because it's my most colorful palette. I would recommend you use the Morphe and James Charles palette if you don't have the 35B or any colorful palette you own. And I'm going into the hot pink color that I showed, and I'm kind of tapping the color onto my lid first and then blending it in. And you will have to do this multiple times because pink is a hard color to get to pop, but I just left this many clips in to show you like how long it takes. This is probably the most time consuming part of the whole look. Now I'm taking a flat brush and I am just applying a little bit more concealer on my lid. Now this is really important. I know we live in a cut crease world, but do not cut the crease. You do not want this color going past your mobile lid. And the reason why is because if you do, you're gonna have glitter in your crease and it's gonna look crazy. And that's why I had to do this look all over. So yeah. And it does not have to look neat and precise like a cut crease does, because honestly the bottom shadow that we're about to put on won't even be seen and it doesn't really matter. So yeah. Now I'm going to take that pretty purple shade, and truly any shade of purple will do that's like a lighter shade, and I'm just applying that on the inner 3/4 of my lid. And I'm just using this color as a base for the glitter so that it'll pop more. And on that last like little outer V part, I'm taking this deeper purple just to add some dimension to the look. And I use the same brush. I would not recommend doing that because that color had some shimmer in it, and I didn't want shimmer in that deep purple, but that's what I get for being a lazy biatch. So yeah. This purple also doesn't have to be perfect because I'm going to go in with a deeper purple later right on top of it to add more dimension. And now I am taking the e.l.f. glitter primer, and I highly recommend this over glue because it does the same job and it is not as abrasive as a glue. So I'm taking just a little bit of product and I'm taking it on a small detail brush because you want to work in sections with applying this glitter. And this glitter is from, I believe the company is called Mica Cosmetics. I got it when I was in Florida, and I really like this glitter. It's very reflective, very pretty, and I like that I can easily put liner on top of it, and it is a cosmetic grade glitter. But now I'm taking that bigger brush and just applying this glitter in sections. Notice that I'm not applying it past where the light purpled eyeshadow is. You do not want to apply it all the way across your lid. And also we are going to fix those problematic creases soon, so don't worry. Also, if you see some spots that are a little bit lackluster, you can go on top of the glitter with more primer and then more glitter. So now I am going back into the pink to not only add a little bit more vibrancy to it, but to kind of blend out the edges where the glitter and the pink meet in the crease. Now I'm going into the deeper purple shade, and I'm going to apply that right on top of the other purple just to make it nice and deep. And then I'm going to use my finger to kind of drag a little bit of that glitter into that deeper purple, and that way it looks blended and not very harsh where they meet. And finally, to finish off the top of the eyes, I'm going to use the NYC liquid liner. Now, if you can't get your hands on this, then the NYX liquid liner in matte black is very nice as well. And I am doing a nice thick liner with a nice little wing or whatever. So we're going to take a break from the eyes for now, and we're going to go into some micellar water and wipe off as much glitter as you can, because if you don't, honey, you will have glitter all over your face, and that is not a cute look. So starting off with primer, we are going to use the Maybelline Master Prime today. And for foundation, I'm using the NARS Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation. Oh my goodness! This is one of the best foundations ever. This is in the shade Gausu, and I'm using my Morphe E36 brush, I believe. And I am patting this into my skin. It leaves your skin looking so freaking flawless, and you only need a pump to do your whole face. It is absolutely gorgeous. So now I'm using the Old and Faithful LA Girl Pro Concealer. Don't sleep on this stuff, guys. This is in the shade Chestnut, and as you can see, it's not very brightening, but I added this one for a little bit of coverage. And then I am going to add the Maybelline Age Rewind Concealer in the shade Tan, which will add that brightness factor. And I do think that this look needs a nice under eye highlight that's nice and bright, so that's why I chose this shade. And I'm just going to mix those two together and blend them out. Now, typically I use a sponge for my concealer, but I sometimes do use a brush, so I thought I'd show you guys that, because I don't think I do that much on camera. So here it is. So after I blend out the concealer, I use my foundation brush to kind of blend the foundation and concealer, kind of like you would blend an eyeshadow. You want a seamless transition in between the two. And since this is so bright, you definitely need to make sure it's blended well, or else you will look very crazy. So I forgot to show this on camera, but I am now setting my highlighted areas with some powder, and I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me powder. And then on top of that, I'm using a little bit of the Fenty Beauty setting powder in Hazelnut. And I'm doing that because it is nice and brightening. I'm applying the deepest purple in the palette on a kind of like a pencil brush, and I'm putting that on my lower lash line. It would be best to kind of tap this color on, otherwise you will get fallout. face just to kind of refreshen it and kind of loosen up some of those powders. And then you're going to see me massively struggle with trying to put on falsies. You can put on any lash, but I think a nice dramatic lash goes well with this look. Now I'm using the Juvia's Place Saharan Blush Palette Volume 1 in the shade Zane as my blush. A nice pinky blush would go so cute with this look. I did, however, go very light-handed with it because I didn't want it to overpower the shadow. Now I am using the Sugar Glow Kit from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and I'm going into the shade Gumdrop, and I'm going to apply that just to my cheekbones, and on the front of my face I'm going to use the color Starburst. Now the reason why I did this is because Gumdrop is a more pinky purpley color, and then Starburst is a more pearlescent color. I find that when I try to highlight the front of my face with like a pink highlight, it does not look as flattering as I envision it in my mind. So that way I can still have the pretty pink highlight on the cheekbones and then the nice pearlescent on the front. Now this step to me is very necessary. So we are using MAC Fix Plus, and whenever I have a beaming highlight like today, I like to spray this so that it kind of makes the highlight look more skin-like, as well as any powders that might be like extra drying, especially in the winter time. And last but not least, the lips. So for the lip combo, we are taking the NYX Intense Butter Gloss, which, excuse me NYX, but I don't know who told y'all can discontinue these. I think they're discontinuing them, and this is in the shade Toasted Marshmallow. And then on top of that, honey, we're going to use the Anastasia Beverly Hills gloss in the shade Kirsten. Bitch, let me tell you, those are two of the only glosses that I will ever purchase in my life. I don't know who the fuck told, I don't know who told NYX that they could just cancel my boobs like that. So they're gonna need to bring that back ASAP immediately. Thank you so much. And now we're getting our hair ready for our date or whatever. Yo, man's gonna take you to Red Lobster or to the movies or whatever. Now you got a cute little, oh, look at me fixing them lashes live. You got a cute little get up. Okay, so let me know if you guys rock this. It's not the traditional colors, but it's still cute AF. And I would totally rock this on Valentine's Day if I had a man. This is what he would see that fine day. I would do something for Valentine's this year, but I have to work. So are y'all doing anything? Your boo's got anything planned for you? Let me know in the comments, girl. Okay, I'm done being a rat. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.